Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new Big Brother discussion. And I know that if you are like us, you are probably trying to will it into reality, that there is actual news on Big Brother 22 that is not just rumors and people riding around on metaphorical unicorns, but it's not actually happening. People are just doing their version of like duct taping, horns onto horses to make them think that they're unicorns.
Yeah, there is no actual, real, tangible information that has been confirmed by CBS yet, but that is not going to stop us from talking about this topic today.
This is a topic that it has been broached in many a comment section on past videos, and with Winners at War for Survivor being over, and I think in some ways one of the reasons why we're getting so much all-star buzz is because Winners at War was so good. Let's talk about Big Brother Winners at War. They would probably not call it that. They would come up with their own silly way of doing it.
Yeah, but we want to talk about whether or not this could actually happen, because there are way different circumstances going on for, all these seasons of Big Brother and double the seasons of Survivor.
There's a lot to go through here, but just to sort of set everything up, Jess and I, we did a little bit of a research project coming into this video where we tried to go through as many different winners as possible and kind of talk about whether or not we could see a lot of them coming back. We'll talk about a number of those throughout, but before we get into it, if you guys like this video, give us a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You're definitely going to want to, because when there is actual tangible Big Brother 22 news, we will be riding those unicorns into the... I've mentioned unicorns way too much in this video.
So let's start with the whole idea of it. Are we actually going to see a whole winter season? And for my opinion, the answer is no, and I'm sorry to be the one that has to say this, but with there only being one season every year, it's going to be a much smaller pool to be able to pick from, and especially because CBS loves to cast young people. So if we're dipping back into the pool of Big Brother winners, even just looking back at season 1 with Eddie McGee, he's 41 now, so if we were even looking, say, another 10 years into the future, where it's like, oh, now we have enough people that'll say yes, he'll be 51, and we're at a point that people are getting too old for this show. CBS is not going to want older people on the show, even though some of us might be like, yeah, I have no problem with that.
There's so much to sort of unpack about the idea of this, but I'll start with this. Much like you, I don't believe this is ever going to happen. I did not necessarily think for sure that Survivor All Winners was going to happen either, so I mean, never say never. But with that being said, we know that CBS loves a couple of things when it comes to their Big Brother cast. They want people to hook up. They love to promote showmances, even if everyone on the outside world hates that showmance, and trust me, there have been a lot of them. They will promote the heck out of it. You're probably not getting as many showmances with 50-year-old players.
No, everybody's coming in probably married, kids, minivan, they want people to fight and they want people to hook up, and that's not really going to happen with an older cast. People are a little more aware when we get a bit older. Live feeds, people are going to see this, my families, my kids, my spouse.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to run into a situation where you've got Eddie McGee, who's 51 at that time, calling someone a Fruit Loop dingus. Like, I think these moments are really destined for people who are in their 20s and don't know what they're talking about much of the time.
Yeah, I think once people are getting a bit older, we do become a little more sort of self-aware, and just people watching us and how that's going to look to our whole families, and it's different.
It's also just different, I think, casting Big Brother versus Survivor, and I think one of the reasons why we haven't had as many returning player seasons of Big Brother is, for Survivor, you go, you do it, I'm sure in between the travel time, the lead up, all that, it may take around 2 months out of your life. For Big Brother, if you're doing a 100-day season, that's over 3 months right there, plus sequester. It's probably like 4 months out of your life at that point. That's a third of your year. That is a lot of time.
Yeah, and people who are a bit older do have families and stuff. They're not going to necessarily want to come back and do this a second time, where maybe they already left families the first time around, or now they have a family and they don't want to leave them now.
So there are a lot of different sort of variables that you have to look at and think about, and you would have to actually be able to get 16 people who would be willing to say yes. And that leads us into the next segment. This is, I'm sure, what everyone wants to be hearing, is us talk about Big Brother winners from 20 years ago, but we're doing it anyway.
Yeah, we're going to get into who from this pool that's here right now do we even have enough people that would say yes, or that CBS would want back.
Yeah, those are very important. That's a very important distinction here. CBS actually has to want them.
Yeah, CBS has to want them, and they want to have to actually come back.
Yeah.
And going through all of these winners, there's not enough people at this point right now.
No, we'll try to go through a lot of them, but let's start with Eddie McGee. The floor is yours.
Okay, full disclosure for everybody out there. I've known Eddie for 20 years. We worked on a movie together called Drop Dead Roses. I directed it. He was a star of it. So we know each other very, very well. We have had this discussion, me and Eddie, of whether or not he's ever going to come back, because I'm his friend, so I'm biased. I would like to see him come back and play again.
So would I.
It is a very different game now. And for those of you who don't know Eddie is extremely charismatic. He's a lot like Dan in that way, that you get around him and you're just kind of like, yeah, you can just take all my money, whatever it is you want. And I know that charisma goes really far in this game, and a lot of the winners have what Eddie has. And I think a lot of people would be interested to know if he'd be able to play kind of that same kind of game where he won on charisma. So, and I think he could. But, so, is he going to come back? No, he's probably not going to come back. Every time we have this conversation, it always ends up with me being the disappoint, because I want to see him come back. So, here we are with my plea. My YouTube plea. What is it you want me to do, Eddie? Do you need me to come on here and be like, come on, please come back, because here it is, it's happening. Do you need us to come over with steaks? Because we can do that. I know you like steaks. He can grill them. I can buy them.
I don't know how to grill.
Okay, we can buy them for you.
Okay, we're going to come over.
We'll come over
bring
and
him
eat them.
Steaks and go. Here, Eddie, here's a gift. Now make us dinner as well.
Listen,
it's
steak
a great
bribe.
sell.
It could work,
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to never stop trying. But I don't think he's coming back. The thing about Eddie is also he's doing a lot of other acting work. Since I worked with him 20 years ago on that film, he's been doing a ton of acting work. He is a working actor. He's got a pilot going right now. I just don't see him wanting to give up what he's doing right now to go back. That's what I've been told. So
I don't know Eddie as well as you have, as you do, but in the conversations that I have, I get the sense he's somebody who's pretty happy with his current life. Yep. I do actually think he would do really well if he came back, just for all the reasons that you spelled out. I think he's very likable, he's personable,
he is.
He's funny, he's easy to be around. But yeah, I think we file Eddie away in the probably has no interest in coming back box.
Probably not.
Dr. Will, this is firmly another one. I think CBS would want Eddie. I think CBS would obviously want Dr. Will.
Yep.
Dr. Will is rolling in quite possibly Scrooge McDuck levels of money. I don't think Dr. Will is probably feeling the need to come back, especially at this point in his life already. He's in his 40s as it is.
Yeah, I could see it if it was an all-winners season that might tempt him. But outside of that, I don't know. Yeah, he's also in his 40s and family and business. And why does he need to come back?
Yeah.
It's got to be worth it.
I think that's it with a lot of these winners. I think you probably have to, especially the old school ones, you either need to give them a lot of money in advance, give them an incentive, a platform. I did some research into Lisa Donahue from season 3 because I was curious about this, because there's way back when there were a lot of people who sort of felt like, okay, you didn't deserve to win this season, and maybe she would be motivated to come back and prove people wrong. And She is on Instagram. She's like a photographer, and I have peeped the comments over the past week or so. There have been some people asking the question to her. She has not responded to the question of if she would come back to play again. I don't think there's anything happening here. I don't think Lisa's coming back on Big Brother 22, but I put her down as a maybe. If she is a photographer, maybe she wants to promote her career, and she's somebody who's sort of fallen off the map a little bit. I could see her coming back at least before Eddie or Will.
Yes, before Eddie or Will, absolutely.
That's the bar.
Yeah, that's the bar, because I don't think we're going to see either of them back. I don't know. I don't know if Lisa would come back, and maybe I think it would just kind of depend on what else is going on in her life.
Yeah, I think with, we'll run through some of these fairly quickly, because some of the early ones especially, there's not that much to say. June Song, if you've been on Twitter, I think it's clear that June would play again. I think I would like to see June play again. So yeah. I'm more than welcome with that. So here we go. 4 seasons in, we finally have someone we feel reasonably confident would play Big Brother again.
Yeah. Then we have Drew Daniel. We have no idea what's going on here, if we're going to see Drew back again.
No. Drew and Maggie from season 6. We file these into the category of, I don't know. I've tried to look them up. I've tried to find some information. They're gone. Ironically, Maggie's game in season 6, not that different from Paul's in season 19, where she was a part of a very hated alliance, which, given Paul's catchphrase, actually very ironically called the Friendship. But I don't know with those two. Mike Boogie, let's just say not gonna happen, and we're gonna just move on.
Yeah, we've gotten in the comments that you guys want us to talk about what's going on with Boogie. We are not really a channel that gets into people's personal life dramas and stuff like that. We want to talk about more game stuff, but because of what's going on, I'm sure you guys all know, or you can find it out there.
Yeah, it's out there.
He's not coming back.
No, you're not gonna see Boogie come back. You're not going to see Evil Dick come back either, for a multitude of reasons, so just go ahead, rule that one out, and this is continuing a series here of people who you're just
not going to see.
You are not going to see Adam from season 9 back. Here's the thing. Let's have the conversation about how much CBS hates Big Brother 9. They have acknowledged the existence of Big Brother 15. They have brought Alyssa back.
That's true.
If you are looking at Big Brother 15 and saying, hey, that's a better season than Big Brother 9, you know that Big Brother 9 is a big pile of something that CBS has thrown into a furnace and never wants to speak of again.
So moving on from that pile in the furnace,
I can keep going, but
we're going to talk about Dan, and CBS wants him for sure. He's played multiple times. I think that we will see Dan again at some point, maybe even this season, if you want to believe the rumors. I'm still on the I'll believe it when I see it island.
Yeah.
I feel that for the right sort of casting, like if this is exactly what we're talking about, it's an all-winner season, Dan is there. That's a yes. If this was all winners, I think Dan would be there. I think he might be there if there's an all winners down the road. I think there's probably an argument of, if you're Dan, would you want to come back this time, knowing that there's a possibility of an all winners? But like we said, there's not really a huge chance this is ever happening. No, because I mean, even a lot of people that we've already talked about, like they're in their 40s and their 50s. This is, if we had all winners right now, this is a casting that CBS is not going to dip into. And if we're talking about even then another 10 years, now we have people in their 50s and their 60s playing the game. So there you go.
Let's just set the board here, because we've gone through 10 seasons now. We have Dan, who I agree with you. I think Dan will play again at some point. We've got Lisa, who I'm just hypothesizing may want to play again, so that's a big maybe.
Yep.
And then you've got June, who I feel like June would play again. So we've gotten maybe 2 or 3 people out of the first 10. It's not looking good so far.
No, it's not.
When it comes to all these different people that are on the list, unless somehow the offer of us bringing over raw meat for Eddie to cook is going to convince Eddie to come back on another season of Big Brother.
Yeah.
All right. Jordan Lloyd, Big Brother 11. I think Jordan would play again. People like Jordan.
Yeah. I just wonder, like, I think if she wasn't married to a CBS employee, that it's a yes. I think she would come back for the right circumstances. I just don't know if she is allowed to play.
I don't know. I think
to be honest.
I think this is really a maybe pile. She's in there with Lisa, and it's hard to really know for sure. I think Jordan probably would come back under the circumstances, but I don't know. I think people would like to see Jordan play again. I would be interested to see Jordan in a full season that didn't have Jeff in it. Like, that would be the part of it that would intrigue me. But at the same time, I'm not chomping at the bit to see Jordan play again either. I feel like I kind of got it, and I'm just sort of ready to move forward.
Okay, so Hayden, do we think we're going to see Hayden again? Yeah, I do. I think in the right circumstances, he'll come back.
I think Hayden is a really good player. Very good Survivor player, too.
Yeah.
I wanted him back on another Survivor season. I would want him back on this Big Brother season if they were to ask him. I'm not keeping up with Hayden Moss these days, but...
No, but I just think maybe, he's done multiple reality shows, that if there was an All-Stars or an All-Winners, which is what we're talking about, I think he would come back for that.
I think Hayden probably would come back, and I think there's a lot of value in Hayden coming back. And, it's fun to talk about Hayden, given that there's people who still want other members of the brigade to come back. There's always been people talking about Matt Hoffman. I know there's Enzo rumors floating around, and it was a dumb...
There's rumors that everybody...
Yeah, actually, I'm good. There's a rumor that we're actually coming in and we're playing Big Brother on season 21.
I'll bring the stakes.
Oh, wait, what's season 21? That already happened. Maybe I'm trying to pretend that season 21 never happened, but...
I'll bring the stakes to 22, then.
Okay, yeah, bring the stakes to 22. We don't need to go to 21. There's bad things there. Okay, no, Hayden probably... I would say probably. Rachel Riley, I think she'd come back. She's obviously, it's not happening this time, but... down the road, if she's open to it.
Yes, all winners. I can't see her saying no to all winners.
No, I think Rachel is there. She's obviously got a good relationship with CBS. She's been on about 800 different shows of theirs at this point, so that's good. Ian Terry, I like Ian. I think Ian has probably been asked. I think he's probably been asked more than once. I think he will continue to be asked. I just feel like Ian he's kind of fine with his life. I do think he might come back under the right circumstance, but I don't think Ian is just going to drop everything at any given situation to come back and play.
I think it's got to be a winners type situation that he would consider. I just don't see why he would want to come back for anything that isn't a winner's situation, because he doesn't really strike me as, I don't know him at all, but he doesn't strike me as the type of person that feels like he wants to play the game multiple times unless there's something more to sort of prove to himself. Like, okay, I've been in the game, I've won the game, what's the next sort of level, like, for me to be able to sort of raise my own self bar?
Yeah, I think Ian, I don't know him extremely well, but I get the sense that he's pretty happy in his life at this point. So I don't think he's going crazy over the idea. Now, if we're going to talk about someone who clearly would like the opportunity to come back and play the game. See, I don't want to be, I do not want to be attacked by Andy on Twitter today, because I do feel like Andy is a good player. Like, I do admire Andy's Big Brother game a good bit, and that's why I'm not giving him
and he's been saying it for years. He really does.
I am not going to go on here and throw Andy into the same furnace that I threw Adam and all of Big Brother 9 into, even though I feel like CBS would like to do that with Big Brother 15, which is precisely why Andy will never play Big Brother again. I don't foresee it ever happening. It doesn't matter how good of a player it is. It doesn't matter how active he is on social media or any of that. It's not happening. I will eat my words if I'm wrong down there. It would be hilarious, though, if Andy, with all of the sort of talk that he's done on Twitter this past week, what if it was all a con and Andy's actually been on Big Brother 22 this whole time?
It's not.
I know.
We're not going to see Andy.
Andy is currently running through all the rooms of the Big Brother house just like he did in season.
Things.
Yeah, he's preparing already. He's hitting a phone so he can tweet in all of them.
Okay, so Derrick, yes. Obviously, there's lots of rumors out there that he's coming back this season. Again, I'll believe it when I see it. Everyone has been mentioned that they're coming back. This cast is like 100 people. So Derrick, though, for winners season, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he want to come back and play that? I think that that's a circumstance that he would say yes to.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance we see Derrick. I think we can feel good about Derrick. I think in our little recent run here, we at least have more people we feel like there's a chance to. You've got Jordan, you've got Hayden, you've got maybe Ian, Rachel, Derrick. Like, those are 5 people who there's at least a decent chance at.
Yep, and a lot of them are more sort of in their kind of 30s and in that area. So getting a bit into where CBS would be a bit more comfortable age-wise.
Yeah.
For me, I don't care. I just want to see good players. But, you know, we're thinking with our CBS caps on.
Yes. They're CBS caps, and they have, like, brain waves going into their ears that are just like, young people, showmances.
Young, single, fighting.
Steve Moses, Big Brother 17. I like Steve a lot. I spoke with Steve after the season. It's been a long time, but at that point, he had no interest whatsoever in ever playing Big Brother again. I feel like Steve's not someone who probably flip-flops a lot on that opinion. I think Steve's done.
I think Steve is done as well. I mean, it's possible that in all winners he would maybe consider it, but I just don't see it. I think he came, he played, he won, he's good.
Yeah.
What's next in life?
Yeah, I don't think Steve feels that he has something more to prove, because he's ultimately responsible for getting Vanessa out of the game, right? So he conquered the most dominant player on that season. He doesn't have anything to feel bad about. Good on you, Steve. Nicole, I think we see Nicole again.
Yep.
I think regardless if it's all winter season or not, I think Nicole plays Big Brother at least one more time.
Yep.
There's no long discussion that needs to be had here. Nicole,
no, we're going to see Nicole again. I feel it.
We're going to see Nicole again. I'm going to go off the board for a second here. Big Brother over the top. Okay.
Listen, we don't have enough people from just regular Big Brother that we need to dip into some other stuff here.
Here's the good thing about Big Brother over the top, and I feel like we're 20 minutes into this video now, so I can make this joke. There's so few people who saw it that you could claim anyone won this season and put them on, and nobody would be the wiser.
True story.
But no, Morgan Willett, Morgan, I think, would actually do all right in all winter season. I think she'd be under the radar. She's done reality TV since Big Brother OTT. I think we could see her play again. For me personally, though, if you're gonna bring back people from Big Brother over the top, and please CBS, please, if people remembered it, I would do the 5-minute here's why Justin and Shelby need to play another season talk. But
it's true, but they didn't win, so another video.
I know. This is just I would want to see Morgan back. I think she'd say yes. I don't know if that is the desperation CBS presses the red button move.
Yeah, that there's just not enough winners that are going to come back or that they want back.
Josh.
Oh, he's coming back. If they're having an all winners, Josh is the first call, and he'll be calling them to be like, get me on here.
This is the thing. CBS, they're gonna need to like pull full John Cusack and say anything with Eddie. Josh is gonna be the one outside of CBS with the boombox and ready to go.
Yeah, we'll be outside of Eddie's with some steaks.
See, Josh has come. If Josh can ever extract himself from however many seasons of the challenge he's gonna do.
Yeah.
I guess same with Casey. If I'm gonna make a challenge joke about Josh, I have to make Casey's on this season too. But no, Casey, I think she would come back.
Casey, please come back. I would love to see you play again. This is now just turning into like a plea video.
Yeah, this is.
I will give you steaks as well.
Please, Shelby and Justin from Big Brother Over the Top. Justin, I don't know where you have gone. You have fallen off the edge of the earth with Maggie.
Steaks for everybody.
Justin's a cook. Justin actually, he's a chef. He can make the steaks. Like, Justin's good with this.
Okay, so we'll just bring Justin over to Eddie's house, and then it's all good.
He can make a steak song like he made the pizza song. But okay, finally, Jackson. Okay, no, CBS is not doing this. We cannot entertain the idea of Jackson playing Big Brother again.
No, and I'm not into Jackson. Jackson, I'll give you steaks not to come back.
No, you get Jackson's watermelon. There's only one food.
Sure, you can have watermelon. Just no. And I don't think that they would bring him back, all jokes aside.
No, I don't think they will. I think they are fine with having all of the Jackson Mickey that we had on Big Brother last season.
Yeah, so out of our list, there's like 11 people or something that we feel like will say yes or maybe could say yes. And, you know, like I said, also there is this age thing with CBS. They like younger people, single people, people that are going to cause drama, and all the stuff that we've come to know with Big Brother. And with a lot of the people that are going to say, yes, older people, some, 30s, 40s, that's not going to necessarily be the case. I just don't think we're ever going to see a winners at war Big Brother type style unless it's like half winners and maybe like half people that deserve to win, like the Vanessas of the Big Brother world, but all winners. Don't wait for it, guys. It's not coming.
I think your idea is good. You do half and half, whole winners, like all either runner-ups or third place people or people who really should have won. That's a fun idea. Maybe you could do all winners if you did like a 35-day season with like 10 players and something like that, and you could probably get more people on board with that. Maybe Dr. Will would take a month off to come and play Big Brother.
It's possible.
I don't know, but this was an interesting trip down memory lane we had here. We've talked about furnaces, we've talked about steaks, we've talked about a lot of food, really, in general.
Yeah,
but
maybe steaks for dinner.
I don't know, I'm hungry, but yeah, we're recording this right before dinner. But all right, well, what do you guys think about an all-winners Big Brother season?
Do you want Eddie back?
Who do you want
Eddie,
back?
I know you're watching this.
Who do you want back to win this game? Hi, Eddie. No, who do you want back out of people who are not being talked about that much? We all know people want Dan back and Derrick back, but give me your under-the-radar picks in the comments. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and support us further by checking that link in the description to the store. And we'll see you here next time.